And we welcome you into the spotlight. Thanks so much for joining us. My name is Drew Brent, and if you're in the market to buy or sell your home, give us a call today. It's 479-968-5668, or you can cruise on over to russellvilleliving.com. Our guest at this time is a jewelry connoisseur, a political activist, and a former rock star. We're going to talk about at least two of those things today. One of my very best friends in the world, Nathan George. Welcome back to the show.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
Wasn't it the last time that you were here that I was like, we just had you on like one camera and I was across the room and we were just barely starting this thing out?
Yeah, this setup is amazing, man. The work you've been doing here is really great. I like it.
Kind of crazy how everything comes together. So
Yeah.
let's talk about your life right now.
Okay, like this is the life? Is this where like some people are going to keep coming out of the woodwork to, talk to me about experiences we had?
No, this is actually a surprise roast.
Oh,
We're doing a surprise roast.
I love roasts.
Ryan Harmon is going to do his recording here in a few minutes. He's coming in to sing you a song.
Okay, about how terrible I am.
Right,
That's
exactly.
great.
That's the kind of thing that we would appreciate.
Okay.
No, let's talk about downtown.
Yes.
We've had Danielle Housnick on last few days. We had Christy Graham on earlier last week. And one of the things that I've been really, really harping on in the last few months on the show has been the development of downtown and just how fast things seem to be moving. You guys have been there since 2004, 2005?
That's right. 04, yeah.
04. Talk about it. That's been 18 years now. Mm-hmm. What have you seen in the last nearly 2 decades?
Well, what you're talking about, how it seems like it's been coming. And it is, like, when you think about how old our city is, less than 20 years is a short amount of time. But from someone who's been there those 18 years, like, it hasn't seemed like a short amount of time. It's kind of felt like, here are things that we're doing, and we want to encourage others to do that, where it comes to like the art walk or the different events downtown. Our business has kind of been an anchor for those things. And I say that with full humility, because the community has allowed us to be that. But just being there through it all and watching is very encouraging, because we see from, the changes in the newer businesses that have been, buildings been remodeled or that are being currently remodeled, and the way the structure of downtown, from the organizations through someone like Betsy McGuire, who worked tirelessly over the years.
Phenomenal job.
Yeah, just a wonderful human being, to now Danielle, who's also taking her own spin to the way that the Main Street Russellville program works. And I really look forward to the future of downtown.
Speaking of Danielle, okay, I mentioned that she was on last week.
Yeah.
Josh Dunbar was on last week too.
Yeah.
Okay, now I don't know if you saw it or not. They are competing for the title of having the most appearances on this show.
Okay.
Radio and TV.
Gotcha.
They've been on 8 times apiece. Oh. Because we do a lot of stuff with River Valley Food for Kids. We do a lot of stuff with Mr. Russellville. Mm-hmm. So they've got this competition going, and what we decided to do was we're going to go American Gladiator style.
Oh, yes.
You remember the Q-tips?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to put them on the Q-tip deal.
Okay.
And see which one wins. All right. And I just want to get your
can
opinion.
I put some money in on that?
Yeah. Who is your money on?
I'm going to go with Danielle, because I feel like she's going to be more ruthless.
No, that's pretty much been the consensus.
Yes, yeah.
I asked Josh who his money was on. His money was also on Danielle. So I just wanted to throw that out there. One of the things that we did talk about too was anchor businesses.
Yeah.
And we mentioned Joshua's Fine Jewelry. And I would submit to you that there have been even more anchor businesses. And I will forget somebody, so I apologize in advance. But Old Bank, Dog Ear Books, Retro Roasts. I mean, you've got Amberlink Photography downtown. Fat Daddies, Italian Gardens, Pasta Grill, Pasta Grill. It's the old school coming out in me. There's just Kaleidoclasm. We had Daniel and Corey Freeman on last week as well. So, I mean, one of the things that I've just been fascinated by was not just the expansion of culture downtown, but the expansion of business. It's really encouraging to see.
Yes, and from every aspect. So whether you're talking about cultural, where it's, we are seeing murals being put downtown, events like the Art Walk and the Holiday Glow, and just the festival in October. You've got a lot of things that are bringing people downtown event-wise as well, from the music downtown at sundown, the Sunset Cinemas. Like, there are great experiences that you can have downtown, but also in an economic standpoint. My dad, when he came downtown, had this view that when you go into a mall and you see all of these stores inside, those mall stores, when he was in a store in a mall, which was many years ago, they had the ability to work together.
Right.
And he envisioned that same thought downtown, along with Betsy McGuire, and they had this vision that these stores can help each other with, businesses working together to create products together. So, like, if you come to Joshua's, there will be times where you can buy a piece of jewelry, and we will also give you a ticket to get some flowers. We've done that several times for Valentine's Day, or if you bring your kids in, we can suggest each other's businesses, like the Kaleidoclasm. They have art classes for kids. Right. I mean, there's just a ton of things like that being interconnected helps you as a business. So I would encourage any of your viewers who are considering moving their business or starting a business, come downtown and be part of the family.
Yeah, I mean, unquestionably. One of the things, too, that I thought was interesting is, if you go into Retro Roasts, they've got B Street Bakery products and vice versa.
Like it's tremendous.
There's a
working
lot of
together.
I hate this word, but it's apropos in this instance. Synergy.
Yeah.
That whole, everyone hates that word, corporate synergy, but really and truly, it's become a synergistic atmosphere. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about that part of it. How beneficial is it to you as a small business owner when there is that cooperation among businesses downtown?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't have the ability to access every business's customer, but if I have a good relationship with Emily at Retro Rose or the Garage Arcade, and I can and someone loses a diamond in one of her shops, they can suggest a place to have that piece of jewelry fixed. Or if there are people coming from out of town in our shop and they want a cup of coffee or want a book or want somewhere to go while they're hanging out for a little while, I have several places that I can suggest of hers, and so on and so forth, and so on down the line. And especially in our business, there are just interconnected naturally, like the flower shop or like the restaurants. Those things just work naturally in where someone comes in. We could suggest them to go somewhere to eat lunch while they wait on their repair, or if they buy a piece of jewelry, we could suggest that they buy also some flowers. Right. There are just things like that we are able to access because of being in that family of downtown businesses.
We are talking to Nathan George. He is over at Joshua's Fine Jewelry downtown. Hit him with the address, Nathan. Where can we find
310
you?
West Main Street, right across from Pasta Grill, in that same section between Commerce and Denver. We have a website, joshuasfinejewelry.com. We're on Facebook and Instagram /Joshua's Fine Jewelry. And you can always call us or text us at 479-968-3117.
See, now that's the pitch right there. That's the elevator pitch, baby.
I've said that many times.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I mean, I think I answered the phone with my tagline the other day at the Spotlight. Yeah. Welcome to the Spotlight. Don't do that. That makes you look lame. It made me look lame. We should talk about Joshua's a little bit. Yeah. Because there's some really great things that are happening over there, and some things that I don't think get talked about enough. Mm-hmm. We had Abby Balch on the show.
Yeah, she's great.
And Abby is one of those people that we're personal friends with them, have been friends for years. Yeah. But what she brings to the table at Joshua's, just talk about it. She's one of the best designers in the country.
Well, we joke about this. We have a manufacturer that makes our design pieces. We don't make all of them in the store. Mm-hmm. We have the ability to create pieces, but in some aspects, she does the design and a manufacturer makes those. And we started seeing some of Abby's not exact designs showing up in their catalog, but just like little changes to some of her specific designs. So we know that her skill at designing is, this major manufacturer is reinventing some of her designs, then that's a pretty good.
We know she's doing pretty good. Always a politician. What a great way to say that.
But here's the cool thing about Abby is her level of patience. To her, it doesn't matter. Like, she doesn't care about what, like, she loves doing the work, but her goal ultimately is to make sure that the customer gets what they want. So sometimes people will just, they take a while. Like, if you don't understand what it is you want, you spend a lot of time with pictures and things like that, throwing back and forth ideas, and they'll be apologetic and they'll say, sorry to take up much of your time or whatever. And she's always just like, no, this like, if you spent all this time and money and didn't get what you want, then you've defeated the purpose.
Right.
And that's what I love about our shop. We try to have that same attitude when it comes to anybody walking in the door, whether it's just for a $50, piece of jewelry or a $50,000 piece of jewelry. If you don't get what you want, then there's no point in spending the money. And so I think my dad created that culture, and we're continuing that culture at the store.
And it's a culture that has kind of percolated throughout downtown.
I hope so.
And I mean, it really is. And here's why I know that.
Yeah.
Of all of the great stores and shops that we have downtown, when it comes art walk time, the place that's packed
for sure
is Joshua's Fine Jewelry.
Yeah.
Now, part of that is 100% the fact that we know that Rachel Carlisle's cooking.
Oh, yeah. No, I was going to say that's probably most of it. Is we have such great people at the store, and Rachel is one of those that she is a hostess. I mean, she is her gifting is in making people feel comfortable, and a lot of that has to do with food. And she's a gold mine for us in it. Like, I told her before, I was like, I don't care if you ever sell any jewelry, like, you're here because you have the capacity to create comfort in our customers. And she puts up with my dad, so that
right.
But at the art walk, that's really her specialty in creating this atmosphere for people to come in. They don't have to worry about what they're going to eat. Like, they can just come, grab some good food, spend time talking to their friends, and hopefully work their way out and do that at another place, And it's something that we made an effort to a long time ago, because it doesn't cost a lot of money. I mean, it can. He's buying, whether you're buying chicken or steak, it kind of depends on
some guy named Rob.
Yes, yeah. We try to have, because it's advertising for us, and anytime you can have 1,000 people in your store, it's going to pay off for you. So you should probably put forth your best effort for it. And there have been many times that we've had at least 1,000 people. We probably average anywhere from 500 to 600 people in our store at every art walk, but Christmas, or if you spend 2 years at COVID regulations and not having anybody in, and then all of a sudden all of those restrictions are opened up right before art walk, we're going to have a lot of people. So
real quick, I want to touch on something. We did a really cool partnership back during December for the Christmas parade.
Yes, love that. That was great.
I'm hopeful that we get to do that again this year. How much fun was that?
It was amazing. Like, what I loved about it was that there were people that maybe couldn't go to the parade that had access to the same. I mean, it was like, and I don't mean to blow smoke, it was like a Macy's Day kind of thing. Right. My wife's family, that's what they do on Thanksgiving Day, is they watch the parade while somebody's cooking dinner. And so it kind of felt like that, like a sit and drink your coffee kind of moment,
right.
and watch this thing unfold on the TV screen.
It was kind of cool because we knew that Johnny was going to host with me, which that's anytime you get like that. Well, no. It's really not. Johnny is good, and I get to be there. Let's make that clear. But then you have some guy named Rob on. You have Danielle on, and then your dad was built.
Oh yeah,
for stuff like this,
for sure. Yes,
he was. He was so
That's
much fun.
Really, where he shines. Like, I keep waiting on him to get a hobby and just do like either vocal production or screen production of some kind, where his voice and his energy are just, doing that.
He was so much fun.
Yeah.
I had so much fun doing that. And I just wanted to touch on that because that was the first partnership that we had done as companies. And I'm banking on the fact that we're going to do that again.
You are more than welcome because it was a good thing for us too. So
I do want to, I want to shift gears a little bit.
I'm cool with that.
You sit here and you talk about working for the community.
Yeah.
And community activism.
Yeah.
Loving downtown.
Mm-hmm.
Businessman extraordinaire.
Yeah.
2 kids, lovely wife,
yes.
great family.
Mm-hmm.
10 years ago.
Oh, good Lord.
10 years ago, that was not you at all.
Oh, no.
If I had told you, let's go back even further, 12 years ago.
Yeah.
And said, hey, in a dozen years, this, and this is what's going to be happening.
Yeah.
Would you believe me?
No. I didn't have the capacity. I was just where I was in my life at the time was singularly focused on, I don't want to say selfishness, but just like dreams. Everybody has dreams and goals and aspirations, and mine were very singularly focused. And looking back, I enjoyed that time. I respect that time. I don't regret those times, but my life is better now. And it wasn't like it was terrible then. It was just the stress and frustration of trying to achieve this singular goal was daunting because it was, it's just like I tried to explain it to like my children, as much as I can because they're very young, but like to do hard things, you have to work hard.
Right. And you have to do hard things.
You have to do hard things. And a lot of those hard things caused me to neglect other, aspects of my life, or really kind of just be that singularly focused person. And I didn't really enjoy it. Like, this is what I was made for, the community. But those things taught me how to be able to succeed in this. And most of that was, I need to make sure and rely on the people that know what they're doing and let them do it.
And we haven't clarified for people who may not have ever met.
Right, I was in a band.
You were in a band that is still going on. It was dark from day one, and at the peak, y'all were playing some pretty big venues and had some pretty good stuff out.
We did. And like I was a small part of. There were 5 of us, and we traveled all over the country and played music in places in front of tens of thousands of people and 50 people. I mean, it was very much a life of a band trying to make it, and I liken it to college football or, we were at that level of, on the cusp.
Right.
And there were reasons that we didn't make it, and some of them had to do with us, and some of them had to do with industry, and some of them had to do with just lack of luck and finances, really. But those times for me I look back fondly on those moments, and I appreciate all the things I learned, and those things help me in working with the community, in my business, in politics, in my family life. Like, every aspect of my life now is better from having gone through that.
How did the two translate? I mean, how are the two parallel?
Well, so just like business and politics, and really in some levels community activism, are about selling yourself, like, not in a derogatory way, but in like, you have to prove to others that you can do what you say you are going to do.
Right.
And you have to have a pitch, like we were talking about a minute ago. You just have to, this is what's going to intrigue others to either use your services or listen to your music or listen to your ideas. And then some of that is shtick level,
right.
Like a gimmick. But a lot of it,
promotional.
Yeah, a lot of it is really just genuine, like, personality. And I was able to hone that from a stage, like a stage element, and be a frontman. And that's what I feel like, whether it's politics or business or any other aspect of my life, even my family, like, there are people that are doing, like, it's not just me. When I was working in politics, I had this huge team of people that were did all the work. I mean, all I did was just talk, you know?
Right.
And the same thing at my business. I'm the front man, and anything comes, and my dad, just most of the aspect too, is also part. So we have this duality, which can be interesting at times. But then there are people that do the best work, you know? And in my family, similarly, you know, I want to be the front man that protects and creates and inspires and encourages, and let them be who they are. And music helped me figure that out.
Check your watch. I think we've only got about 5 minutes left. Is that right?
Yeah, that works.
Okay, we got 5 to 7. Okay. How long have we got? Because there's 2 questions here.
Sure, we got enough for 2.
Okay, real quick. I think the local music scene in this area is vastly underrated.
I agree.
If you could name your favorite acts around here, or some of your favorite acts that are local, who are you naming right now?
Well, I would definitely say somebody like Ryan Harmon, who I love, and I know you've had him on here, or will be on here, and
he records later, but I don't know when it airs.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, he's like,
so just because like he has the ability to like just through music create mood, whether it's music that somebody else wrote or music that he wrote, he has this very soothing voice, reminiscent of someone like Travis Tritt, or and I hate to put it in a box, you know, but like just for people watching, if you've never heard Ryan,
comparatively,
yes. And then for different reasons, somebody like Rob McCormick, who has just been so long-standing in the community,
he was also just on the show,
and is a tremendous person as well, and is vocal about his views and beliefs, not necessarily like he's very kind of in the like he wants everybody
peace,
to get
love,
along.
and joy.
Yeah, exactly.
And
I appreciate that. But then, you know, over time there have been people come through here that had no name recognition that you would see at an event like Art Walk, and you're just like, where has this person been?
Right.
You know, and bands that even aren't together now, from age, you know, older groups to younger people that have created something and have moved off and gone. You know, places like Jamie Lou and the Hullabaloo, like those great musicians who are now, you know, seeking their fortune somewhere else.
Right.
But yeah, no, I definitely think that it's underrated here in this area musically.
I only do this for certain people.
Okay.
All right. This final question.
You're gonna punch me or something? Is that
no.
what? Okay.
No, that's what it is. The people that I have on who I know who have known me for a long time.
Okay.
I think it's only fair that if I put you in the hot seat and I don't tell you what we're going to talk about, which is legitimate. I never tell a guest what we're going to talk about. That for the last 5 minutes, show's yours.
Okay.
You can grill me on anything you want to grill me on.
Oh, I can ask you?
Yeah, it's your show.
You don't know what you've...
well, that's why.
The door that you've opened.
Yeah, this is the forbidden door, the Pandora's box. And I intentionally waited until you had only about 3 minutes.
Okay.
So there you go.
So I get to ask you a question. When you met me, there was some tension between you and my wife.
Yeah.
And I want to know why. I do know why, but I want you to say why.
I don't entirely know.
Really?
I never really knew. I think it's because when I was in high school, I worked at Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
I was a server at Pizza Hut.
Uh-huh.
And your wife's family would come in all the time, and I had a great relationship.
Right, they loved
with Jackie and I still do.
Still do. Yeah.
I love those people dearly. And Amanda was one of those people that I don't know. I don't know if just because I existed and was liked by her family that she just resented me. I feel like that was at least part of it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure because I can't.
I'm pretty sure that's the extent of it.
Because I could not recollect any time because we had spent some time together in college and in high school.
Together,
like I mean, I've known Amanda for a long time.
Yeah.
I could not recall any time where I had done something that would have vastly offended her. Now I am married now.
Yes.
And I do things sometimes that I didn't know I did that have vastly offended women. So I thought maybe I did something back then, but I think that's the only thing I could come up with was that her family liked me, so therefore she couldn't like me.
I'll tell you one thing really that she'll probably kill me for if she watches. She
will.
And I would say that the utmost frustration was literally because she was in her pajamas and had to get out of her pajamas.
The first night I came over?
Yeah.
And she had to change clothes?
Because I just called her on the way and I was like, hey, I got met this dude. He's pretty cool. She was like, ugh, that guy?
I hate that guy.
I gotta get out of my pajamas.
And then the best part about that was like less than a year later, I was in y'all's wedding.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Joke's on you, Amanda. We got time for one more. If you got anything else, because you got to go pick up the little one.
My progeny, my daughter. They have parent-teacher conferences. Okay, what's the one thing that surprises you being a dad that you did not expect?
Oh man, that could be a huge list. I did not know how much attention they pay.
Oh, yeah.
And they pay attention at the times where you don't think they're paying attention. And that's a good thing, and that's a bad thing. So there's a dichotomy there. I stubbed my toe.
Said a word.
Oh, I said a couple of them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And she said those words.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit later on, I thought, oh, man. But then, like just a few months ago, she asked me to be baptized.
Awesome.
And she said, it's because you and Mama, the dancing lady Pat, and Mama have taught me that. And so you're like, okay, there's some, you don't think that it's sinking in.
Right.
And then there are moments you're like, oh, okay, I see I see a little bit of me there.
Right.
And as the bonus dad, it's even more fulfilling because it's not my DNA, it's my impression.
Right.
So if I'm leaving an impression, then I know that
it's a great thing.
Something is good. Like I tell people all the time when they ask, well, when are you going to have one of your own? Well, I got one and mine chose me. Your kids didn't have a choice. So that's how I wrap up that conversation.
I would say the most surprising thing for me was the negative parts of myself that manifest in them.
Oh, is that the genetic or just the impressionable?
Oh, mostly the genetic, yeah. Because I'm literally raising my father.
Jax, yes, oh my God, he is basically, if Rick Moranis took that machine from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids and shrunk Chris George,
it would be my son.
It's your kid. It's so funny.
And I love both of them.
Yeah.
I do. They're wonderful.
There's a saying that you'll pay for your raisin.
Yeah.
I'm paying.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Are you paying for Sonny George's raisin?
I'm paying for somebody's raisin. I don't know whose it is.
Yeah, Nathan, we could have done this for a lot longer,
yes.
So we need to do it again. Yeah. Hit him with the address again.
Yeah, 310 West Main Street, Russellville, Arkansas. Beautiful downtown Russellville. Joshua'sFineJewelry.com, and then all of the socials.
All right, Nathan George.
Thanks
so much, and thank you for joining us on the Spotlight today. Remember, if you're in the market to buy or sell your home, give us a call today. It's 479-968-5668. We'll see you right back here next time.